Happy birthday, Lee Harker. And what you want to know? And you'll be there. And you'll be there. And you'll be there. And you'll be there. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Lee Harker.
It goes on like that for a while.
Hello and welcome to Red Flags. Yeah, it's our birthday. My birthday is actually on the 14th.
Not of July or whatever the fuck most of them were.
Yeah, but anyway.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, mine's the 14th too.
Is it? Ooh.
Yeah.
August 14th.
It's our birthday. We are Red Flags. We are Dave, Opie, and Al, and we are talking about, is it 2024?
I think so, yeah.
2024 is Longlegs,
Yep.
if you haven't figured it out by now.
Yeah, it
July
came out
12th.
July 12th. It should have came out on the fucking 14th.
That would have been cool.
And I should remember, because I remember when this came out. This was like the biggest movie of last year as far as horror.
This did seriously well.
People loved this movie.
I had heard about it a lot, and then I just never got around to it. So I was glad that Dave picked it because you weren't here last week.
Nope.
And Donnie wasn't here last week.
I was very sick.
Opie was dying of AIDS, and Donnie got caught up counting M&Ms.
Yeah, he did.
And this time today, too, he's now on Skittles.
Okay.
Did you watch the last one, the Yorkie werewolf or whatever?
I started it. I watched about a quarter of it.
It's so dumb, but it's funny.
It was pretty dumb. But I do want to finish it real bad.
Yeah,
I was going to finish it
But like
today,
I said, though, that was my pick for the dumb movie, and it fit.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely did that. So.
All about werewolves and monsters and mobsters and
fucking
pasta.
mobsters and pasta.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of a strange thing.
I don't know if I had mentioned it in the podcast, but I had sworn that Donnie had seen the movie because we were in Discord and randomly he said that he was going to pound some lasagna. And I thought that was just a reference to the movie, but he just said that.
That could be a thing that I could see saying that.
But it was random.
But
so
he didn't see the movie.
Yeah, it wasn't a reference to the movie. It was just he was hungry for lasagna.
Yeah, so he didn't want to jump in because he didn't see it. So
maybe
we were giving him crap because we're like, hey, I've missed a couple, and so
like
we all have.
We've had movies we didn't watch. We just go in there and talk shit anyway.
Yeah.
That's fair. Should we give this one scores?
Yeah. I've got her all pulled up and ready to roll. So Opie, let's go with you first. You missed last week.
I'll be honest with you. My history with this movie is I saw it, I think 3 times. Once in the theater, once with some friends, and maybe another time. But I'm not super high on this movie. I don't like it that much.
Okay. I thought you were all about it, especially seeing as you said you've seen it 3 times.
Yeah. This and everybody else, from what I understand, loves this. But for me, it's kind of like a 6.5.
That's still not bad, though.
No.
That's still above average.
Yeah. It's a good movie. It's just...
I'm going to say this
I've
right
got
now.
some critiques.
This was one of the movies where me and Dave watched it at the same time.
Yeah.
And it was because like I was in my room and I was like, I'm going to watch this movie. And I got it queued up. I got it started. And as soon as like the first second popped up, I hit pause. I was like, I'm going to smoke a cigarette. And I walked out here and Dave was loading it up. And I was like, oh, I was just about to watch that. And so I was like, we'll watch it together. And so I know that Dave is going to be higher on this one just because we watched it together and we kind of discussed it.
Yep.
And there was a certain point where I was like, how much is left of this fucking movie? And Dave was like, oh, there's still like a half hour left. All right, cool, great. I was like, fucking be done already.
Well, hold on. I got to add a little context to that. because through a lot of this movie, there was a lot of, what the fuck is going on?
Okay, yep.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, how much is left of this movie? So we paused it and looked, and that's why I was like, oh, thank God there's at least half hour left, because they have time to explain some shit,
Yeah.
because this don't make any goddamn sense.
I appreciate that.
Yes, that's why I was like, thank God it's not going to end in 5 minutes, and I'm going to go, this movie sucked.
Me and Dave also had an argument in the very beginning of the movie where I went to go out and smoke the cigarette, and Dave was like, I'm going to get through these fucking credits because it's bullshit. Why do they always have to have fucking credits? I don't care. I don't care who fucking makes the movie. And I'm like, well, it's for the producers and the people that paid for the movie. They want their name up front, so they can be like, hey, look at me,
See, that
Look at me, I'm a fucking name on a screen.
Yeah, it just drives me nuts. Like,
I'm with Dave on
in
that.
all honesty, I actually sit through, if I like a movie and I see somebody that I like a good actor, it doesn't matter, male, female, whatever, or some girl that, is really cute or something. It's like, well, I know I've never seen her in anything. So I actually watch the credits at the end to see who was in it. So then I can look them up and find out what else they've been in. So maybe I can watch another movie with them.
Yep.
The credits I like it when it's all compiled at the end.
But
I hate it when you fire up a movie and you got to sit there for fucking 20 goddamn minutes
It's not that long.
watching this bullshit of, oh, Ted blah, 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 and blah, blah. I don't care. It takes me completely out of the movie and puts me in a bad mood.
I'll bet if they did it well and they scripted a story over the name so you can,
Sometimes they do that. And
Sometimes
it's
they
kinda
do
cool.
that and it's not as bad.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm with you.
But
on
I don't need to know who
But
the
this was like
producers are. Who
Just a
else. It's
red screen and
Yeah, and
black
it's just
letters.
like, oh my God. And I swear to God, it was at least 10 minutes.
That reminds me of Monty Python and the Holy Grail. You remember their credits?
I don't.
Oh, they're
In the
ridiculous.
beginning
This
or
one
the
sacked
end?
him and sacked him. And,
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But do you think that the credits at the beginning are all just kind of bullshit? Do you ever like it when it says like A24 or
I think
No, this is what I was
maybe-
talking about. Like I said, the studio in the beginning,
okay.
I'm okay with that. But I don't need to know all 15 producers, the director, who he screwed. It's just like, oh my God, I don't care.
All right.
I'm okay with the movie fires up like Lionsgate, it shows the lion and everything. And then it's just for half a second. Then it goes on to maybe one or two other studios. And then it'll give, a couple of the really big name actors like
Yep.
Nicolas Cage. You do the 3 big names that you have just to kind of hey, stoke you up for the movie.
Yep.
And then get into the beginning.
That's fair.
But then at that point, it's like, well, why not throw out?
I don't give a fuck who paid for the movie. That's just me. I don't care. I really don't care.
Yeah.
Maybe some people do, but it's just, for me, it just drives me nuts. I do not like watching all of those names when I can watch it at the end. And I really do actually, if it's a good movie, I will watch some of the credits to figure out who was in it and who acted what and
What about
their names are. And
special effects?
I'd say
that's in the credits at the end.
go
Yeah, I know,
there.
but you're not going to think about that when you're done
Well,
with the movie.
sometimes that's
Oh, you sure
sometimes
will.
that stuff actually is part of the studio too.
Who's that guy? That guy? You know,
Tom Savini.
Yeah, if it said effects by Tom Savini, I think I'd be like, "Ooh, this is going to be good."
That's fair, but
But that's also, like I said, bigger name.
yeah.
I don't care who, producers and stuff.
Yeah, but sometimes-
that needs to be at the end.
I think most producers should be at the end. I'll agree with that.
I mean, like I said, studios in the beginning, a couple big names to hype you up, and that's about it. It doesn't need to go into more of that.
And this is how we started the movie.
I am with Dave on this, especially when it's like that red and black screen is like
Yeah, they did
it's
nothing
off-putting.
creative.
It's not creative. It's kind of gross to look at. It's not pleasant on the eye at all. It's-
Yeah.
And then the first part of the movie stayed with that weird 4-3 letterbox looking thing or whatever
Yeah.
for a good 15 minutes. I'm like, I hope the movie isn't all this.
Now I
because
think
that was annoying.
Yeah.
I think what they did was that was supposed to signify the past? Because it did go back to that when it would go into the past.
Yes.
So
And there was a couple times where it seemed like they were going back to the past, but it wasn't.
yeah.
It was weird. I don't know. It was kind of confusing going through a little bit, but
Did you guys give this a rating?
No,
I haven't yet.
I was like leading up to it, and then I jumped in with that that intro thing.
We went down a rabbit hole.
So, Dave, where are you at?
Oh, I honestly, I'm going to start with an 8.
See, I told you he was gonna love it.
Solid.
He liked it. He was into it.
A lot of people really like this movie. A lot of people. This was the fucking movie of last year. So
Yeah, it was good. It wasn't bad.
So,
I got a bigger kick out of Nicolas Cage.
yeah.
And we had a big discussion
yeah,
about,
we had to pause
is
for a
he
second.
a good actor or a bad actor? You know what I mean? Because it's like, I like what he's doing, but it seems bad. It's so hard.
I fall on the bad side of that.
I was like, no matter what you say about Nicolas Cage, he goes for it. He
That's
leaned in, and he
full on.
he went.
So that's
all
good acting.
Out.
It just sometimes
You might not like the role that he's doing.
I don't know. It's just kind of one of those deals where it's like, I don't know which way to lean.
Because like when
I
you,
enjoy his movies.
when you look at his whole library, it's like there's some great fucking movies in there.
Like I think one of them's called like Next.
I don't think I've
It's
seen
the
that.
one where he can see like 15 minutes into the future or something like that.
I have not seen that.
Oh, it's good. I enjoyed it.
Did you like Face Off?
It's been a long time since I've seen that.
Fucking classic.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
been.
I'm
since
gonna
I was
have
a
to
kid.
watch that again too.
Oh, it's good.
I did
and
like
one
it.
of my favorite Nick Cage movies of all time, The Rock.
Jiu-Jitsu.
The Rock.
Oh, okay.
I've never seen Jiu-Jitsu.
Don't
You guys
waste
have
your
said,
time.
yeah, you guys have said that it's fucking horrible.
I watched it all the way through, and there was moments where some of the fight thing it was okay, but it's pretty bad.
I don't know.
I'd watch it again if you watch it.
I might have to.
Just to see your
I
reaction.
might have to watch it just to see it.
And I'm kind of excited for. I've got a suggestion for the next movie.
Okay.
Okay.
I've
That's
been
exciting.
doing a lot of digging, and it's apparently supposed to be really good.
Okay.
And we'll discuss it.
Well,
when we
I
get
have a
there, but-
suggestion too
kind of
that
excited.
comes from somebody else.
Ooh,
That's
good.
exciting.
Somebody random,
A random.
not somebody who's a known listener.
Okay.
Interesting.
Just a random person that you talk to.
Yeah.
Okay. Sweet.
But all right, so I suppose my rating's gonna be 7 because I had a turning point at that point when we were like, how much is left of this fucking movie?
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, you were the negative aspect of this.
Yeah, I was like, God damn it, when is this gonna be just
half hour?
done?
Oh.
And then I was like, oh, half hour. But actually at that point, it flipped for me. And I was into it.
Really?
It was right when he was getting pulled over. Right when Longlegs gets
Yeah, that's when
God.
it got actually really good.
yeah, that's when
And
I was like,
especially,
all
like,
right.
And I was gonna say, some of the effects, especially the shotgun in the car scene,
You like that, huh?
that was pretty fucking decent.
The first
It
shot
was
or
far.
the
It
second
was
shot?
both. It was like, when you hear because you don't see the first shot, all you see is blood on the,
Yeah.
But then when she goes around to the other side and does one more, just the gunshot, the kick, the it was well done.
Oh.
And it was nice because it was from her perspective at a distance. So you get to use more of your imagination. You don't see maybe like really shitty
Yeah, you're not
particulates or
s-
something.
yeah.
That's
It was done well.
that.
I mean, it was
is-
gross, but that was good. I
that's
like
good,
that
like
one.
cinematography. That
Yes.
you're shooting it from the view of
Of
was it
her
Lee.
looking at Lee Harker.
Yeah,
Harker.
yeah, Lee
Yeah.
Harker.
Happy
Uh,
birthday.
Which
Where do you start? Is there a way to like? What would you say? Like
now, hang on a second. I want to say this.
what?
He just talked about how great that was cinematography wise.
Yeah.
Who's the cinematographer, Dave? Did you watch the credits and find out?
No, we shut it off. You had to go to bed, remember?
Yeah.
because he was on the phone for an hour and a half discussing. Oh yeah, we're gonna start calling Al the toilet because everybody comes with their shit.
Yeah. It was funny because
You're a good listener, probably.
after you were like, I don't know how you can deal with all that.
Oh, it's a lot. Imagine like 15 different people dumping their shit constantly. I don't know how the fuck you can do it.
It's fine.
I've
I don't
got too
mind
much shit in my own life. I can handle. I'm a good. I'll listen to people's shit, but it's just not hours and hours and hours and it constantly going. I mean, I'll just stop answering my goddamn phone.
it. Yeah. Well, I don't mind it.
No, I mean that's what I'm saying. More power to you. I don't know how you can do it. I couldn't. I'd lose it.
Fun fact, this movie was directed by Anthony Perkins' son,
Yes.
Oswald.
Who the fuck is Anthony Perkins?
He is Norman Bates in Psycho.
Norman
Yep.
Bates? A
Correct.
premature birth that was 4 minutes late?
Correct.
And the cool part was actually in this movie, he actually put elements of his own life into it.
No shit?
Yep.
Is this in this fun fact?
What? What the fuck is in his life? Is he an FBI agent?
See? He drew inspiration from like the John Benet Ramsey case too.
Oh, I was wondering because there was some
Yeah.
stuff. There was like the whole code thing was very Zodiac.
Yep.
The fact that her name is Lee.
Harker.
What do you got
Harker
there?
is Dracula. That's a famous, like, anytime you hear Harker in a horror movie, they're doing an ode back to Dracula.
How? Explain that.
Harker is the fucking guy in Dracula,
Like the book or the movie?
the book.
Who's Harker in the book or in the movie?
I don't know off the top of my head, but that
Okay.
name in my head always goes to Dracula.
You're like, it's a little
Yeah.
tip of the hat.
Yeah. It's one of them fucking guys.
All right, I just didn't know. That's why I was asking.
Yeah.
I wasn't like trying to quiz you like I was Dave with the cinematographer.
That's fair. I was going to look that up too. What else? Because you're right, Dave. That was a really.
Yeah. See? He actually infused personal elements into the film.
Interesting.
Yep, drawing parallels between the narrative and his own family experiences.
That's terrifying.
A little bit.
Like, because this movie is not about nice things. It's very satanic.
That's the whole point of it. Yep.
Yeah.
And the dolls, that actually was from the case with John Benet Ramsey because they found a lifelike doll of her. And that was what inspired the dolls in this
I
movie.
never heard that.
Yep.
And I've listened to a lot about John Benet.
Really?
Yeah.
That's an interesting one. You think it's Katy Perry?
Maybe.
That's what I hear.
Yeah, that she's
John Benet is Katy Perry.
Yeah,
Yep, they're the same person.
that she never was.
Well, I don't know.
Murdered.
They found the body.
That could have been any dead body.
Did they?
Yeah,
I
it
know
was
they-
it was in the basement.
It was in the
I
basement.
know they know who the Zodiac is.
Yeah, I watched that documentary just recently.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Cool. I did too.
Yeah, exactly.
Which
who they
his
thought
name
it was.
is
Yeah.
his name is Lee.
Yep.
Lee.
I can't remember his last name, but
Okay.
it was like Albert Lee something.
Okay.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
a triple name. It was one of them killer names.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was one of them. But yeah.
Bob Lee John. We'll just call him that.
Yeah. Some
There's three
serial
names.
killer. Let's see. It was an hour and 41 minutes.
Oh my
which
god, it was the longest hour and 41 minutes.
I
ever.
love that because that's still that's within the
Close to an hour
90
and a half.
minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's not bad.
I don't know. I didn't think it was that. I didn't think it was super long. I mean, there was moments that it could have been cut down a little bit, but I don't know. It held my attention the whole time, and I actually got a kick out of it.
I'll give that move I'll give it that it keeps your attention, but let's
Especially
get into it.
the fact that
You guys like Nick Cage in this movie?
Yes.
yeah,
You think it's a positive?
I think he did a great job.
Oh, okay. This falls into
I think
He does go over the top.
but the whole point was that character was supposed to be cuckoo pants, and he did that perfect. His character
It's
was
like when you
supposed to
hate a
be
character.
just like that.
Yeah, it's like when you hate a character in the movie and you're like, I can't be mad at the actor because, I mean, he did what he was supposed to do and he pissed me off.
I guess.
But it's kind of funny, though, because those moments where he was in the car and he was yelling.
Mommy.
Have
Daddy.
you watched Kick-Ass?
No, I can't say I have.
You haven't? Okay. He plays like a Batman style kind of like superhero, with Hit
Nick
Girl.
Cage does?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And there is a scene where he's doing that voice that he does when he's yelling to her to give her directions on, because he's like strapped in a chair and he's getting tortured, and she comes in and he's like yelling directions of what to do and shit like that. It's the exact same voice, and the way he did it, like the cadence was exactly like Kick-Ass.
Yeah, David mentioned
So it
that when we were
completely
watching it.
took me out of it at that moment when he was doing that in the car. I'm like, wow, that's exactly the same,
That's weird.
Yeah, there were actually, like Dave's saying,
I'll see if I'll pull up both later, and I'll play them side by side so you guys will be able to hear it.
like Dave's saying about, like, there were moments when I was like, that's Nick Cage. Like, you could hear Nick Cage in that, and it would pull me out. Like when he was in the interrogation room.
Yeah.
Like there was moments when he was yelling that he like it wasn't that character anymore. I could just hear Nick Cage being Nick Cage.
That's fair. Yeah.
But I still liked it.
I thought it was weird for weird's sake.
There was a funny thing that kind of, I guess it's not really that funny, but like I was wondering if you ever do this.
Sure.
So in the very beginning of the movie, it starts off in 1971.
Yeah.
Or 74 or whatever it is.
8mm film or whatever.
Yeah. And, it's the car pulls up and that weird interaction. But then it cuts to present day, quote unquote.
Yeah.
And I was like, when is this supposed to take place? Right? Because it didn't say 1990, whatever.
Yeah.
Right? And so I'm looking at all the cars, trying to judge the time frame by the background, mostly by the cars.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm trying to see what kind of car they're driving and what model, and what year it looks like. And I was like, it could be like 90s or maybe 80s. And then eventually we figured out that it was the 90s. But I was wondering, like, do you ever kind of do that? Like, if
I do, but I usually base it on like outfits, or I kind of look at a broad, but cars are definitely part of that,
yeah,
of trying to pick out when the fuck this shit is supposed to be taking place.
yeah. And so there's been times where I've noticed they fuck it up, right? And they're supposed to be like 1984, but you got like a brand new fucking
Some iPhones in there.
yeah.
No.
But yeah,
But
so
it was
this-
definitely filmed in the early 90s.
yeah,
That's what the intention was.
I see that
Yeah.
in here, and I was like, okay, good, because that was my guess.
That was my guess, too, was about early, like, I was figuring about somewhere in like 92, 93.
I don't know what the budget was, but it looked like it did
$10
about
million.
$10 million.
Under 10 million.
Under 10 mil. And
Wow.
it made 126 worldwide.
Yeah, it did really good.
well.
And like I said, everybody that I listen to loves this fucking
This
movie.
is making it Neon's
But-
highest grossing film. What is
Yep.
Neon?
And actually the highest grossing indie film of 2024 also.
Is Neon the production company?
Yes.
Highest
It's got a
grossing
little bit
independent
of. Did you get any Seven vibes from this movie?
film. a little bit, yeah.
And Silence of the Lambs?
No,
Really? I got some serious Silence of the Lambs.
because of Longlegs' character.
No, more probably because of Harker being a female FBI agent.
Okay,
You know.
okay.
But and then Zodiac, you said.
With the codes.
Yep, I got some Zodiac vibes.
Did you watch that documentary, Dave?
Not the,
I know that when I was watching
not
it,
the
I
one-
kept coming out here and being like, rah, 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 rah.
not the one. I've seen several different ones from before.
Yeah,
Who they knew it was him,
yeah.
but they could never actually tie it to him.
And they never did. Like, except for like now they got like DNA shit going on. and like family accounts of like that it was this motherfucker. It was from this family that like was best friend, like their mom was like best friends with this guy, and he used to like take the kids out and go on trips with them, and he did some shady shit
With them?
yes.
Oh.
He drugged them. He took two of a boy and a girl. He only wanted to take the girl, but the boy insisted on going. And he drugged them and did things to the girl. And it wasn't until like his deathbed that the guy called the boy and admitted it. And then that boy tried to tell the rest of his family, but they were not having it. They were like, nah, that's
yeah, you
not
told
true.
me about that. Yep.
And so then it took a while, but then they finally were like piecing shit together in their heads, and they were like, oh, yeah. It was when they watched the movie Zodiac.
Oh,
Because
because I've seen the movie.
because the people that made the movie, like the guy played by
The big guy. I can't think of his name.
big guy?
Yeah, the guy who actually played Lee.
No. That was good and everything.
Yeah.
But like the guy the real person who was played by, I can't think of the actor's name. Not
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yes, Jake Gyllenhaal. Jake Gyllenhaal. That character that Jake Gyllenhaal played, the real person had been collecting all of this evidence, and he was the one who got that movie made, and he was the one who gave all that information for the movie.
Oh,
Because he was like, I need this information out there. Right? Because he has
I don't understand why people didn't listen to half of these people.
a lot of it was just like they tried, but there was like nothing solid.
It's a weird one. The Zodiac from that documentary gives me the impression that like sometimes you can just have circumstantial evidence, and if you don't have the evidence that you need, you can be sure that it's somebody.
At the same time as that guy must have been pretty goddamn smart.
Yeah,
He
And-
was.
He
He
had
really
to have
was.
been
and
a genius because
He was, and he like, oh my God. It's like when you watch the documentary, you're like, yeah, of course it's this fucking guy.
yeah, but it's like if you don't have evidence,
who's the
nothing you
dum
can
dum
do.
that maybe it was BTK would always send stuff, like to the police and
was
taunt
it
them.
either BTK or John Wayne Gacy
It was one of the
who
two.
had the floppy disk? And-
Yes, and then they sent to the police, asking, "Hey, can a floppy disk be traced?" And they're like, "No." So then he sent him a floppy disk, and then he
Yeah.
got caught.
Yeah.
I can't remember. It was one of the two. I don't remember.
I
who
want
it
to
was.
say it's John Wayne Gacy.
That is one thing I don't understand though.
I
is
swear it was BTK.
how you would trace a floppy disk.
It's easy.
You can trace the way they traced it is they traced like where it was like coded as to where documents were downloaded onto it,
Oh,
right? Like IP,
okay.
and it traced back to the church that
'Cause
he
it-
was a member of.
It puts like a digital signature from the computer that you actually printed from. So it's really easy. Well, for them, it's really easy to trace.
Yeah.
Same thing like today. I mean, it's really simple for any people in the higher ups to log in through your computer. I mean, at any time, it's
Yeah.
not hard.
Yeah.
I can imagine. Yeah.
I mean, for simple normal folk like us, yeah, it would take 2 seconds. They'd be in and out, and you wouldn't even know it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yikes. They could get this podcast. Find out what we think of fucking horror movies.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
That's
Just adds another listener.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, so there was definitely a lot in this.
What did you think of how the hell do you say this lady's name? Mayaka Monroe? The main lady. She was in It Follows. I don't know if we've ever seen that one. But
You know-
she's kind of a horror alum at this point.
she was good.
Yeah, she's I don't know what I heard it
She bugged me at first though.
autistic coded is what I heard.
Who the
on
fuck
thing
said
today.
that?
I don't know. That's what she's supposed to be.
She was supposed to be psychic.
Yeah, but people.
All
So
right.
we're the men who stare at goats.
Yeah, see, there you go.
Psychic or autistic?
Yeah, a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody's on the spectrum. That's why it's a spectrum.
Hell yeah. We're all speds here.
Yeah, dog.
Not really. You guys, I know I didn't get good grades in high school, but I imagine
No.
Dave got good grades.
No.
And
I
Al got good
did
grades.
not get good grades because I was bored. I
hated-
know I'm not like it was just I had more fun trying to figure out ways to get out of doing shit.
That's counterproductive.
And there was like things like I would like if we were assigned a book to read and we were supposed to read it in class, I would just read the whole book and then sleep during class, get yelled at, and then they would be like, well, if you don't read the book, you're not going to do well on the test. And I would do the test because I actually already read the fucking book. I didn't tell them that I read the book. And then I would just do the test and then
See,
sleep during class.
that's where most of my grades came from, were the tests.
yeah.
I was super ADD. Like I could not pay attention during class, but I was able to actually remember a lot of the stuff. Homework was the problem.
Yeah.
When I'm at home, I can't focus on school. I couldn't
Yeah.
do it.
That's fair.
So I barely ever turned in homework.
I think the idea of homework's fucking stupid.
Absolutely.
Just because it's like, if I'm already on the clock at work, I'm not going to go home and do extra work.
No, that's what I told Donnie too, because he's still counting Skittles.
Yeah, he's got the Skittle counter out.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd lose my job if I was forced on my time to do more work.
Sometimes it takes a while for people to realize that they're not supposed to like commit so hard. Like having
but
confidence and being proud of your work is great.
the problem is
But
companies take advantage of
Yep,
that.
and you don't
Yep.
need to put yourself out there that much.
Nope. No, the same thing goes with remember like that e-safety crap, because we have to do it all on our own. There's
Yeah.
no more like classroom type stuff. I have to do it. I do it at work. I will not do it at home
Yeah.
because I'm going to get paid for that being associated with work. Absolutely not doing it at home.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm with you. Saturated in what the fuck? Disquieting mood?
Are they describing the film?
Yeah, it's like the critical reception was really high.
It was moody.
While leveraging a nightmarishly gonzo performance by Nicolas Cage.
I don't know what the fuck gonzo means.
Okay, gonzo is a reference to Hunter S. Thompson.
Okay.
So if you're familiar with Hunter S. Thompson,
He was Gonzo.
yeah.
Like high as fuck.
Well, just,
No, it just
Glonky, if you will.
feeling glonky. You like that video?
Yeah.
Yeah. Feeling glonky.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like it's. I don't really know how to explain it. The best thing I can say is Hunter S. Thompson.
kind of absurd.
Yeah,
Really overly high.
on his own, doing his own thing.
Okay.
He is in his own world.
Crazy light.
But
Would that be a description of what's his name's character? Nicolas Cage's character?
I mean,
Longlegs.
nightmarishly gonzo it fits. Longlegs is a satanic horror that effectively instills panic. I didn't feel panic.
I didn't
Happy
either.
birthday, Lee Harker. Anyone you want to know? And you'll be there. And you'll be there. And you'll be there. And you'll be there.
So yeah,
So you didn't think you thought it was over the top sometimes, but overall it was good. Good by
there
Nick
were
Cage.
moments that were over the top, but like
Yeah.
that part I fucking loved.
Man, everybody loves this shit.
I loved the way that he does that. Like, happy birthday to you.
Mr.
Just that
President.
weird
That
emotion.
did pop in my head.
He just had this weird, like, super giddy emotion, like he just couldn't contain himself.
Gosh.
You know, like a child that gets way too exciting and they're like vibrating.
Yeah.
That's what that felt like.
Gosh.
I don't know. I just we laughed.
I almost wish it would have worked for me because everybody else. And I will say, he gave it his all. He really did. But
Yeah.
it comes off as weird for weird sake for me. And I watched it a few times.
It's supposed to be weird though. That is exactly what his character was supposed to be.
He's supposed to be some glam rocker or based off a washed up glam rocker.
I don't know what the deal was.
That's what I was.
And why did they
reading
quote
today.
T-Rex at the beginning?
I don't know.
I had to Google T-Rex. I had no idea what the fuck that was.
Oswald Perkins apparently discovered T-Rex as he was writing the film.
Really?
Yes, and it was inspired by the fucking music.
All right.
Is also what I heard today.
Whatever you tickles your pick. Today you heard this?
I heard it all today. Because, like I said, I've watched this 2 or 3 times, but it was last year.
Talk about cramming for an exam there.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Got bored at work?
I just wanted to refresh it because it's been a while. I've seen it when it first came out, and it was a big deal, and everybody was all hyped about it. And even my friends, even Maddie, I think, likes this movie and liked it. And I
didn't know anything really about it.
The more I watched it, the more I was like, gosh, I don't like it. It's I don't know. I do like there's the Satan aspect of it. It kind of gives it, it can take a serial killer grounded in reality and move it into,
like
supernatural with the Satanism, which is cool.
Well, especially when they first started and the families were killing each other.
Yeah.
And he was there because he left the note, but no evidence of him doing anything. And all the evidence point to the father murder-suicide.
Do you like the direction they went there?
I
don't know.
It was... I don't know how I felt about the doll thing at the end.
Yeah.
But it is what it is, I guess.
I do remember right before that whole shotgun scene and everything. I was like, you know what? I'll bet it's the fucking mom who's the accomplice.
That's what you thought right away?
I did. I didn't say it right away. I said right before it happened.
Okay.
In other words, over 3/4 of the movie.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't even until then that you even thought about an accomplice.
Well, she was talking about, and even through the whole thing, that he can't be doing this alone.
Yeah. And what was the deal with the guy who, like in the beginning of the movie, when she is they're on some manhunt, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, he's in that house. We're not going to go off of a hunch. So they go in, knocks on the
It
door.
was to set up her ability to have some form of premonitions.
So that guy's death was just a game to them?
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
It was a case she was working on.
Yeah.
Yep.
It had nothing to do with the Longlegs shit?
No, I don't think so.
All right. Because then they went into like what color is associated with this fucking picture and what number and
All of her tests are little psychic tests.
yeah.
What did you think of the spheres inside of their heads?
What?
The spheres inside of their heads, the dolls?
I don't know what that means.
You didn't catch that part?
In the dolls.
I
In
guess.
each one of the dolls there was a
Weird resonance when he put something next to it. It would make that crazy noise.
I guess I didn't notice that.
Yeah. They look like phantasm. There's a bit of phantasm there because they were like silver phantasm balls inside of them.
All right. Yeah, I guess I
you
missed
remember
that.
because you're like, why are they having a what is that guy called? Like at the morgue.
Oh, the
Doing an
autopsy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why are they doing an autopsy on a doll? and that's what I said. It's because of the weird resonance thing that they were finding with
Okay.
the doll.
Yeah.
Because and then they shot the one in the head and it freed the daughter or gave her memories back or something.
Something. I thought it was, I don't know. I didn't like I liked the Satanism thing, but I didn't like, you're tying dolls in and now there's something weird with their brains and they have some sort of telepathic connection to people. I don't know. It didn't work all that well for me.
Well, the whole point was the doll was the connection to the Satan, like the devil or whatever. And all they had to do was get it in the house.
So that it could possess the dad.
The people accepting it into the house is what caused that.
That's crazy and wild.
And that's why when she got there, the doll was already in the house. And Agent William Carter.
Oh, yeah.
I don't get why she didn't just shoot the doll in the head in the beginning, right away. Boom. Instead of...
You also said, I don't know why she didn't shoot her mom in the head right away.
Well, yeah, that too.
Her mom is creepy.
Yeah, that was Alicia Witt.
Is that Alicia Witt?
Yeah, dog.
Yeah.
Wow. She's a redhead. She looked scary in this movie. Oh my, is that girl from what the hell's that? Urban Legend.
Yeah.
Wow. It's that lady. Okay. Yeah, she was real good. She was scary. I guess there is a good climax to the film because you end at the house and she's got to cap everybody in the head. Her boss, her mom.
Yeah, how the fuck? This is one of those things where
It's a rough day at the office.
the movies, like horror movies, always end, and I'm always like, well, how the fuck you gonna explain that to the cops? You know what I mean?
That's true.
That's where I always end off in at the end of horror movies. I'm like, well, now you have to explain that.
Well,
can you do
forensic evidence would have shown that he stabbed the crap out of his fingerprints were all over the knife, and it was still practically in his hand. And he was coming after her with it, so...
But it's
regardless...
Also, her bullets are in his head, and her mom's head. Then you have to be like, why the fuck did you...
had a knife.
Why did you kill this nun?
Well, it was also your mom, though.
Yeah. And why did you kill this nun who was also your mom?
She had a knife and was going after...
That evidence is planted.
Yeah. And then you blew the head off the doll.
And then you stole a little girl.
Oh, she didn't.
No, she couldn't shoot the doll.
One of them?
She couldn't kill the doll because she ran out of bullets.
Did.
Oh.
The Harker lookalike is what freed her.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's right.
And so, I don't know why, but it always makes me quote Jane Silent Bob. No more bullets. Or maybe that's Dogma. I don't remember what movie it was, but
I don't know either, but that's
I don't
good.
remember that in Jay and Silent Bob.
It was probably Dogma.
It had to be Dogma, yeah. I don't think Jay and Silent Bob.
But it was Jay and Silent Bob, but in the movie Dogma.
Oh, okay.
And it's Jay, and he's got like a gun, and he's shooting off the wings. Or maybe it wasn't Jay that was shooting off the wings, but he had a gun, and he was shooting. And he's like, "Oh, no more bullets!" But he didn't end up killing anybody, even though he was supposed to.
Sounds like Dogma.
Yeah, it's definitely Dogma. No more bullets.
What'd you guys think of that? Her boss, like forcing her to go in and meet her family, or meet his family and his daughter and his wife. And
what are you talking about?
the fucking boss, her boss.
When he was drinking.
Yeah, Agent Carter.
I don't remember
She
that.
drove him
Blair
home.
Underwood. You don't remember shit about this movie.
I don't remember that part.
Yeah, she gave him a ride home, and
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh, the lights are on. I'm in trouble.
Yep. And then she made
Here,
him go
come in and meet my wife and daughter. Do I have to?" Yes, you do.
I suppose it was so that he didn't get yelled at.
Yeah, so you could have it like, see, I was working.
Did anybody's score change? Mine didn't. I still think
Get the fuck out of here.
it's pretty low for me. I was just because it's. You could rather watch Silence of the Lambs, Zodiac, fucking Phantasm 2. You know,
I think I'm staying at an 8. I thought about going up a little bit, but the ending is what, like I said, the doll thing. I'd like to have seen something, if you're going to supernatural, at least not the dolls. I don't know.
Yeah, but it was that guy's personal experience.
it was Oswald's
Could be.
personal experience.
Isn't that movie called Dead Silence? It's got dolls.
Yeah, aren't you like a big hater of doll movies?
Yeah.
Doll movies.
Yeah, like Annabelle. Nope. No, thank you.
Like Chucky?
Chucky's different. That's more of a comedy. I
That's
love
fair.
Chucky.
Yeah, I like Chucky too.
We should do a Chucky-a-thon.
Do you ever watch Puppet Master or
I think I've seen it, but I don't remember it.
those ones are all tiny dolls. They're like, I don't know. I like those movies, but they're just kind of fun.
I watched something that had. What was that? A woman got some weird, tiki doll thing. And it had a gold chain wrapped around
Yeah,
it.
we
Yeah, that was one of those.
Trilogy of Terror.
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, that's Karen Black. I love that movie.
Yeah. That was crazy, and the chain fell off, and he's like, running around. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that movie. I
That's a
like
good
Karen Black.
That's a different type of doll. That's actually entertaining.
Hell yeah.
And what, she shoved him in the oven or something?
I think so, yeah. She
Yeah.
cooked him. But then she ended up being the little guy because she was. That's a good one. I love that movie.
Yeah, because they didn't bite the fuck out of her or something.
She got possessed
Yeah.
by whatever possessed it.
Right? Yeah. That's a good one. It was a made for TV movie, so it was like 60 minutes, but it was good. I remember we did it one time.
Yeah, we did the whole trilogy.
Yeah.
And I think the first one had to do with some kind of date rape situation.
Yeah, that's right. And then it was a role reversal.
Yeah.
Where she actually was.
She
it
was the
her
one who.
planned the whole time.
Yeah, she date raped herself.
She black widowed his ass.
Yeah.
Black Widow, yeah.
She's like, you think you would have came up with this idea yourself? When he was like, you're just a dumb girl. She's like, you little bitch. I've been playing you the whole time.
I'm super sadomasochist.
I needed to make you think that you had the power, but really I had the power. And he was like, whoa, what?
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, I'm going to stay the same too. I'm going to stay at a 7. It was good. It was frustrating in the beginning. And there were still some dumb parts that made no fucking sense. Like, why did random pictures of snakes and fucking spiders crawling under doors or whatever?
I don't remember that.
Yeah, some kind of like cockroach or some bug looking thing crawled out from under the door. The one that was locked.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay.
I think it was just to set like an ambiance.
This was good because it had, if you looked in the background during certain scenes, you could see like a devilly guy back behind Harker.
Oh, yep, the shadow.
Yeah, shadowy people.
The horns.
and-
Yeah.
Yeah, I kept like tilting my head looking at the screen too. There was in the very beginning of the movie, there was that part where she comes out of the house as a little girl.
Yeah.
She's staring at the car. And then there was some like abrupt noise. And it happened twice. And after the second one, Dave was like, that first one got me to jump.
Really?
Because it
And
did
then-
that quick, screechy, like, noise. And yeah, it actually made me jump because it came so fast when I was paying attention, you know.
And then right after that, she like went into the backyard. And all of a sudden it was like, hello! The fucking Nick
Yeah.
Cage.
Mr. Fucking.
And Dave didn't say anything, but I was like, I wonder if that got him to jump.
No, that was the only one, was the first real quick. I mean, it's like the equivalent of walking up behind somebody and smashing cymbals, you know. I mean, it
Yeah.
was just that it caught me off guard because I was not expecting it.
Yeah.
And then once they do that once in a movie, it usually doesn't catch me after that unless they really. I mean, we had it turned up pretty loud too.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good. That's good. I don't know. That's good stuff. That's like good cinematography and stuff. Which I still haven't figured out who's the cinematographer.
Billy Bob Jim Smith.
I was going to look into that.
The audience reception of the film's unsettling themes and portrayal of the antagonist sparked discussions about the depiction of what the fuck is androgynous.
And
Androgynous.
Yeah, that.
androgynous.
Yeah. That was one of the biggest complaints about this movie was Nick Cage's character, Longlegs,
Why?
because he was too, well, like you said, androgynous. It was kind of like one of those.
Not sure if it's a guy or a girl.
It was kind of like the people that if you put a character in that could be maybe some form of transsexual type situation or something like that. That was a not huge thing, but a big complaint.
Do you guys remember the movie It's Pat?
The show?
No.
There was a show. It wasn't that on like fucking Saturday Night Live or something like
I'm
that.
not sure. I know there was a movie. I thought there
They
was
used
a
to
movie.
make fun of it, like the bros in the back. Is that a guy or a girl?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah, there's a movie from 1994.
Because it stemmed from.
It probably did.
I can't remember, but I
'Cause
swear it stemmed from something.
I think, what's his name? Oswald said that he wanted this person to be androgynous.
Makes sense.
Yeah. I don't know. The character fit.
Yeah, I don't know if I give a fuck if people are androgynous. Like,
I don't care.
Yeah.
No, we've
That's
had
why-
this discussion before. I don't care if you are transsexual or, whatever the situation being. And one of the biggest things, like for me, is as long as you're not making the whole transition, whatever it is, part of the movie that's not really part of the movie. If you're, you know what I mean? Like if you're watching a movie about somebody transitioning, that's different.
yeah.
But if you're watching a horror movie that has nothing to do with that and they just keep shoving it down your throat constantly, it's like that, you can leave that out. Nobody cares. I don't care if the character's gay. I don't care any of that. As long as they're a good actor and that character is portrayed properly, like entertainingly through the movie.
Yeah.
Because there's a TV show that I actually enjoy, Umbrella Academy. And I can never remember.
I just always say
the name.
Juno.
Elliot Page.
That.
Yeah. Yep. Used to be Ellen Page, but she was a she in the first couple seasons, and then turned to a he, and they did it. I thought they did it just fine, because then they actually kind of explain when he comes out as a he then in the show.
Yeah.
And says that I just feel more of myself in this, and they kind of left it at that. They made it as that character actually developed into, something different, and they explain it for not even like 5 minutes, and it's just a thing, and they all accept it, and it's done, and then it moves on.
Yeah.
I thought that was done fine.
Yeah.
To explain,
It's kind of
her
cool
transition to a he.
that they did that in the show.
Yeah, and that's what I said. I have I don't care.
Yeah.
You do you. I don't care.
That sounds like the problem is the people complaining, though.
Exactly.
So.
Yep.
But I did find we do have a cinematographer, Anders Arochi.
Good job, Anders.
Yep, he did a good job.
Are we sure it's
and
not Anders?
It could be. I don't know how to pronounce any of these fucking names if they're not like Al,
Could
Dave,
be Andrus.
Nathan.
Well, I don't know if you guys have watched Workaholics,
Arochi.
but the actor Anders Holm, he always corrects people. He's like, "It's Anders. I have a hard on."
Those guys.
If we were rich, though, we could contact him or his agent through IMDb Pro.
That's cool.
That is cool.
We could get him, and then we could get Danny Trejo.
Yes, and we could make our own little fucking horror movie.
Yep.
That would be fun.
Hell yeah.
I like Danny Trejo.
Yeah, me too. Pretty sure he's a cool guy.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
Have you heard any of his he's been on a couple different like podcasts talking about what happened in prison and stuff like that.
I haven't listened to it.
It's
I've read
pretty
some
crazy,
stuff.
yeah.
I bet you it's interesting.
Yeah, he was he's kind of a tough guy.
Oh yeah.
He wasn't nobody to screw with, I could tell you that.
Yeah. Then he got out of prison, and he was like,
Now he's kind of a teddy bear.
well,
Yeah. I'm sure you don't want to screw with him, but
he figured his shit out.
Yep.
And then when he got out of prison, he wanted to get into acting, but it started with people consulting him about what it's like in prison. So he was consulting actors on what they should be like when they're portraying prisoners.
Mhm.
And it just snowballed from there.
When you're looking at special effects, what is a lead fabricator? What the hell is that?
I'll let Dave handle that one. That's
fabricator?
yeah.
Build shit.
Build shit.
Okay.
Makes shit. Like we need to make a dolly to do this.
So he would fabricate that. He would make it.
Okay. And that's what they call him, as a fabricator. Okay.
Yeah.
I am actually technically a fabricator as well.
Okay. Like what you're doing on the truck.
No,
like at work, a welder.
Oh, okay.
Yep, I'm a welder fabricator.
Wow.
Welding shit together.
Okay.
Yep, because a lot of times we don't, like, we'll get custom things that come through that the engineers have to, kind of draw up. And then sometimes, I swear to God, those engineers are useless.
Okay.
Because they don't understand what it's like to actually weld the item together.
Yep.
So one of the funniest examples that I've had before was, easiest way to explain it is a box, right?
Yep.
You weld out the entire box, and then you put the very top part on, and they wanted the inside of that welded as well, through a hole this big. You can't. Our guns are massive. They're huge. We're running big, 16th and better wire. So you can't get.
It's not fucking possible.
Do it. Yep, and they're just like, well, just do it. Just get it the best you can. That's not the problem. The neck cannot bend in. You cannot do it. It's not possible. So we can only weld the outside, stuff like that. And they're just like, oh, I don't know, just do it.
Just do it.
All right, just do it. All right, here, you come down and show me how to do it. Because obviously I don't know what I'm talking about.
Look on this piece of paper. You take this and you just do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you see how it works?
So
on this
dumb
piece of
stuff like
paper?
that. Yeah.
I wrote it out for you. I drew a picture.
Oh, and sometimes their pictures don't look very good either.
No. And don't they use the wrong symbols?
They are obsessed with typical.
With what?
Typical.
I don't know.
It's a weld term on there. Like if you have a joint, right?
Okay.
And you point at that joint and it says 3/8, right?
Yeah.
And a standard weld is called a fillet.
Okay.
So a 3/8 fillet. And then in little brackets at the back end of it, it'll say typical. That just means that this piece of metal and this piece of metal, that joint right there,
Yep.
no matter where it is, touching this piece of metal and this piece of metal, all the way around, as long as it's the same two pieces of metal, you can write typical and point to just the joint. Because no matter where that joint goes, as long as those same two pieces of metal are touching,
just saying, keep
it's
that
the
up.
same.
Keep doing that.
Yes, that's typical. Well, they love to smash everything wherever. Sometimes it's hard to see, and everything just says typical. No, that's not typical. You cannot point to a joint and then a joint over here and expect that to be typical. It's not the same joint. you can't do that.
Yeah.
It's not correct. But yeah, they love smearing typical all over them damn prints.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. So I think we're all at the same as we started.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what movie were you suggested?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I should have prepared better. I know it's in my phone.
Well, while you're looking,
yeah, what was yours?
here's the one that I found that I was actually kind of interested in. It's called Caveat.
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 Caveat. Okay.
Caveat.
Yep. So it I don't know, it's got really good like Rotten Tomatoes 83%, IMDb 5.9, Shudder 3.9 out of 5. It's got a lot of really good reviews from a lot of people.
Okay.
All right, I found the one. You ready to hear this one?
Let's hear it.
I bet like Opie's gonna be like, oh yeah, I've seen that like 500 times. The Dark and the Wicked.
Never heard of it.
It's from 2020.
2020, and it's actually on a lot of people's top 10 list.
So you've heard of this?
Yes.
Have you
I
watched it?
No.
So yeah, The Dark and the Wicked, it's got a 6.1 out of 10 on IMDb, 90 on Rotten Tomatoes, 3.9 out of 5 from Shudder.
Oh, goddamn.
Yeah. The overview is one sentence. It's plagued by waking nightmares. Two siblings suspect that something evil is taking over their family at an isolated farmhouse.
Yeah, and this one is a desperate drifter suffering from partial memory loss agrees to look after his landlord's psychologically troubled niece in an isolated island mansion.
Ooh, isolated houses.
Yeah. I don't know. I just stumbled across this one, and it's if I remember right, I think it was a Shudder release done by Shudder.
Okay.
I think.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Which one do you want to do?
Should we roll a die?
The reason why.
That's a good idea.
All right.
I gotta see if I can find it. I might not have it here, but I've got my stuff down here. So.
How does the die work here? Are we doing like even, odd
Even,
numbers? Okay. I don't know. I love it because I have not seen or heard of either of these movies. So that's very exciting.
And they're both decently rated.
Yeah. Let's see. This one's 2020.
You're going to roll it.
We're gonna roll it.
2020.
Get over there.
Both 2020s.
So which one are we doing even? Who's doing odd? You call it.
Odd.
You want odd?
Odds.
You can roll it right on the plate.
And it is 12. Evens. Evens is Dave. Caveat.
Caveat.
Caveat. Caveat.
I like that. We should pick movies and then we'll roll dice to decide which one.
Fuck yeah.
So
That's
if
fun.
we ever have a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Caveat from 2020.
Yeah,
It's an Irish film?
that's what it seemed like.
All right. Cool. I
Said
don't
it's
know.
a Shudder special.
I think it was released by Shudder, if I remember.
Is it
right.
on other things?
It's on.
AMC
It is-
Plus.
Apparently, Voodoo. It's free with probably ads.
Fandango at home.
Yikes.
Let's see.
That image looks scary.
YouTube Premium, Roku, YouTube, Google Play, Redbox, AMC, Sling, Amazon Prime, Premium subscription, Philo, and Apple TV.
Philo. All right. Sounds good. Let's,
And it might be on Shudder. We'll have to take a peek.
I would hope so. It'd be pretty lame if they were like, yeah, we made this movie, but
I don't know. It says it
Can't
was
watch it
released
here.
here by Shudder. Ad-free, uncut, Shudder.
nice.
I don't know. We'll have to take a peek.
Hell yeah. Caveat.
Yeah, so we'll enter that one. Into the next.
All right. Well, I guess that's all she wrote today. So
Happy birthday.
happy birthday, motherfuckers.
To everybody on the 14th.
Everybody who's born on the 14th, be careful.
Hell yeah.
Be careful
Otherwise-
6 days before and or
Oh,
after.
you know,
I
you
would
think about it,
sock
though,
Nick Cage if he came
he still
near me in
falls
this-
under the same thing.
What? No.
If you consider 6 days before and after.
No, because your
That's true.
Yeah,
your
see?
birthday has to be on the 14th, but
But
you get fucked with
what
either
happens-
6 days before
but
or
what
6 days
happens,
after. Not in
What
between
happens?
6
A
days.
9 could accidentally look like a 4.
Yep.
I guess if you wrote it weird.
Well, you know,
Your
stupid
pen,
ass
your pen
Nick
runs
Cage.
out as you're going around the curve.
Yeah.
Yeah, see?
And then you
You're
got a
not
weird
safe
glam
either.
rocker visiting you.
Touche.
I brought my long legs today.
Oh,
Brought my long legs today. All right, we're done. We're done with this.
All right, caveat 2020.
2020. Watch it.
See you next week.